Hola amigos y amigas canadienses. I'm Ellen Sharp. And this is my partner, Joel Moreno. We met at the butterfly colony on Cerro, Pelon in 2011. And since then, we've started an ecotourism business and a forest conservation nonprofit. We live in Joel's hometown, Mecheros, which is at the entry of the Cerro Pelon Monarch Butterfly Sanctuary. Cerro Pelon is where citizen scientists working with Fred and Nora Urquhart in Toronto confirmed that the butterflies that formed colonies on this mountain every winter were the same ones that left southern Ontario every fall. Now, there are 4 monarch butterfly sanctuaries open to the public in central Mexico. 2 are in the state of Michoacan, and 2 are in the state of Mexico, including the entry to our sanctuary, Cerro Pelon. In 2012, Joel and I opened JM Butterfly B&B and started taking international visitors to see the monarch migration. On our way up the mountain, we kept stepping over illegal logging. Even though Cerro Pelon is part of a protected area, the people who share the mountain with the monarchs are poor, and there are almost no jobs in our communities. We've done what we can to create more work for locals in tourism and conservation. Our B&B has grown from 4 rooms to 14 rooms, and now more visitors stay for longer and participate in more activities. We started the nonprofit Butterflies and Their People in 2016, which now employs 6 locals in year-round, full-time forest protection. Over the years, we've met a lot of Canadian monarch lovers. So in September of 2019, we came to Ontario to see what was happening here for ourselves. We tagged monarchs for the first time in Presqu'île Park, in a backyard in Leamington, and again at Rosetta McLean Gardens outside Toronto. Our forest guardians are always on the lookout for these tags, and each one recovers dozens every season. When we were here last year, we also got to visit Point Pelee and follow Darlene Burgess along on her nightly butterfly monitoring expedition. We were planning on coming back to give a talk in September of 2020, but the universe had other plans. So, in the meantime, here's a little of what I would have liked to talk to you about. 1. Climate change. Climate change is profoundly impacting the behavior of the monarch migration. Conventional wisdom has it that the butterflies are in a state of semi-hibernation for most of the winter until they start mating and then re-migrating late in the season. Thanks to higher temperatures, they are no longer dormant. We sometimes see mating shortly after the monarchs arrive in November, and we now see flight activity almost every day during the November through March season. Monarchs only fly when the temperatures break 13 degrees Celsius, and higher temperatures are a new normal in the butterfly sanctuaries. People fret that increased activity will lead to higher mortality rates in the overwintering sites because the butterflies will burn up their fat reserves more quickly. We think that may not be the case if they have enough nectar sources, but this is an issue that definitely needs more study. Two, better data. While we've been really impressed by the thriving citizen science community in Canada, you should know that we do not have the same privilege in Mexico. Only researchers granted official permits from the Monarch Butterfly Biosphere Reserve are allowed to monitor the monarch colony. So far, ordinary people, including our forest guardians, who are up with the colony every day, have not been allowed to participate in research. Many important questions are not, to our knowledge, being studied, including how have temperatures in the colonies changed over time? How bad is deforestation inside the protected area? And how has tree loss impacted the monarchs? And what's a normal mortality rate for the monarch colony over the course of the season? 3. Preventing logging. We may not be allowed to collect data, but it's obvious that the butterflies need their trees. An intact forest creates a microclimate that protects the colony from temperature extremes. Unfortunately, climate change means that there are more extremes. In March of 2016, an ice storm killed an estimated 37% of the colony. Their forest was already too degraded to protect them. Local people desperately need economic alternatives to logging if we're going to turn this situation around. It's heartening to see so much enthusiasm and energy in northern North America for monarch monitoring and conservation. But if this passion does not spill over into effective protection of the overwintering grounds in Mexico, all of these efforts will be for naught. We've been doing what we can, but we need your help. The first year we sent forest guardians to Cerro Pelon, illegal logging dropped by 81%. Now that the pandemic has begun, the number of trees taken in the sanctuary is creeping back up. Most donations to butterflies and their people have come from our B&B guests because they've met us and the guardians and seen the beauty of the butterfly sanctuary firsthand. In the post-pandemic world, we're not expecting many visitors this season. This lost revenue could be disastrous for the butterfly forest because when people get hungry, they cut down trees to sell. In response, we're pivoting to virtual butterfly experiences this year. Adopt a Colony tracks changing butterfly behavior across the span of the season. The February intensive shares daily documentation during that dynamic month. Funds raised by these activities will keep our business afloat and allow us to employ the 80 Macheros residents who used to work in butterfly tourism in a trail rehabilitation project. 15% of proceeds go directly to paying forest guardian salaries. We wish we could have been here to see the butterflies off from Canada in person this fall. In the meantime, think about where your butterflies go and what conditions are like there, as well as what has to happen if the monarch migration is to survive into the foreseeable future. The list includes confronting climate change, demanding better data, and ensuring environmental justice for the monarch's Mexican neighbors. So thank you for listening to our perspective. We hope that we can see you in person sometime in Point Pelee or here on Cerro Pelon.
Thank you. Thank you.